Hi Leo, welcome to your October 2024 horoscope. October has quite a few astrology events going on, and the beginning can be quite intense, but the later half of the month I think is a little bit easier. So we start off the month with a solar eclipse, and this is why I'm also saying that the beginning of the month is quite intense. The solar eclipse is happening on October 2nd, and it is a new moon in the sign of Libra. For you, Leo, this is happening in your third house of communication. So there might be a faded new beginning when it comes to the way you communicate. Maybe you're teaching or presenting something, and this is sort of marks the start of something new for you, Leo. It could also be that there's something new happening with your siblings or maybe even with your neighbors. The solar eclipse happens in the decan the decan ruled by Uranus. So whatever does happen will be unexpected and it might take you by surprise. I want to give you the permission to take time and wait before you respond or before you make a decision. This is because during the solar eclipse, we have Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, all retrograde. And this shows us that taking action might not be the smartest move just yet. And that it might be better to first reflect, go a little bit introverted, reflect on what's happening, and then decide how to take action. 2 days later, on October 4th, we have Venus trine Saturn. For you, Leo, this is happening in your 4th and 8th house. So we see that there is something about your home or something about your familial relationship that is helping you with opening up, helping you with trusting, and helping you to continue to learn what it means to be vulnerable. And then we have a couple of days that are quite interesting. These couple of days are October 9th and 11th to be exact. And on those 2 days, we have 2 planets that are changing the direction of their movement. And I gotta add a disclaimer, no planet ever truly changes the direction of their movement. It's more about how they appear to be changing the direction of their movement from our perspective here on Earth. So on October 9th, we have Jupiter going retrograde. And on October 11th, we have Pluto going direct. For you, Leo, Jupiter is going to go retrograde in your 11th house. So if there has been any recognition that you've been getting since May of this year, now will be a time to reflect on whether you're truly seizing those opportunities or whether you're getting a bit haughty and saying, oh, well, it's fine. These will come again another time. It's also good to reflect with this Jupiter retrograde on whether you're really seizing the opportunities coming your way with your friends or with your community groups. And then on October 11th, Pluto will go direct in your 6th house. Pluto is on its way of your 6th house forever. It had a couple of times there that it was sort of like, I'm going in, I'm going out. But this is for good. It will not be back in your 6th house in your lifetime. So now is time to put your money where your mouth is and to actually showcase, put into action what you have learned about the power of routine, about the power of your body, about the power of taking care of your physical manifestation here on this earth. A couple of days later, and specifically on October 13th and 14th, we have also another quite interesting astrological event. We have a trine between the Sun and Jupiter. And even though on its own, we might think, oh, this is amazing, we're going to feel optimistic, we're going to feel like things are going our way, like we have great ideas, the future is in our hand. At the same time, the sun squares Mars. So we might be feeling like we have the ideas, but we cannot take the actions yet. We might be unable to, we might not be courageous quite yet to be able to put those ideas into action or to make them into a reality. At this time, we also have an opposition between Venus and Uranus. And you'll see this pull. I have these great ideas. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling excited. I want to break the status quo and be unique. And feeling torn also at the same time as, but I love the status quo. I love how things are comfortable now. I love that I have my safe space where I belong, where I know how things will go and how they will happen. And you might really feel that pull, which again makes it quite difficult for you to carry out with these optimistic feelings and ideas. So do allow yourself to dream, do allow yourself to feel optimistic and excited by all means, but do keep in mind that maybe you won't be able to take the actions yet, or just be careful not to take too much risk while you're being optimistic. A couple of days later, on October 17th, we have a full moon in the sign of Aries. The moon will be in your 9th house, the sun in your 3rd house. And for you, Leo, it could mean that you are seeing your values and your life philosophy in a way that you never have before. It's all of a sudden being illuminated and you can see it clearly. So some of the illusions that you might have had previously about it are now, it's quite clear that they might be illusions. During this full moon, Venus is sextiling Pluto, highlighting your 4th and 6th house. So some of these life philosophies or life values might especially have to do with your understanding of routine, with your understanding of health, and also with your understanding of what it means to belong or what it means to be a family. The day after, on October 18th, Venus will enter the sign of Sagittarius or your 5th house. So you might feel like having more fun, going to more parties, doing creative things, and just in general being more expressive and being in touch with this energy of that usually children carry with them. Then on October 22nd, we have the sun squaring Pluto. Even though this can be quite intense, it is still a fairly quick transit. The next day, the sun is going to be already into a new sign. So the effects of it will not be something necessarily life-changing. It can still be intense, but it might be more something that impacts us for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks. For you, Leo, the square is happening between your 3rd and 6th house. So we see you communicating, perhaps, maybe being a little bit too enthusiastic, talking to others about your routine, about your health, about your diet. And at the same time, that part of your area is still moving or shifting or transforming. But it could also be, the 3rd house represents often the chaos of day-to-day life. So it could be that there's this tension on this day between there's just so much you have going on in your life, so much you're trying to do, and you're finding it therefore difficult to keep up with this routine, to keep up with your health and your diet. And like I said, the next day, on October 23rd, the sun will enter a new sign, which is the sign of Sagittarius. For you, Leo, this is your 4th house. So from October 23rd onwards, you might really need to get in touch with your family, and you might really need to become a little bit more introverted in order to feel fulfilled, in order to feel alive, in order to feel a sense of excitement and a sense of aliveness in your days ahead. The next day, on October 24th, we have a sextile between Mars and Uranus. Usually I don't highlight sextiles too much in these horoscopes. A lot of the times they can be quite under the surface. Most of us might not even notice them. But this is a sextile between two very prominent planets. So therefore I thought, let's have a chat about it. For you, Leo, Mars and Uranus will be highlighting your 12th and 10th house. So you might especially feel like all of the craziness, all of the surprises and ups and downs at your workplace, in your career, could be helping direct you back to your spiritual practice, helping direct you to the things that truly matter, and helping you focus on the fact that honestly, it doesn't matter what career we have. We're all, at the end of the day, humans deserving of love. We close off the month on October 28th with a square between Venus and Saturn. So yes, October is going to end on a bit of more of a difficult note. For you, Leo, the square is highlighting your 5th and 8th house. So you might especially find it difficult to connect with your partner on a deeper level. You might find that you just want to have fun together. You just want to be creative or focus on, pleasurable things, eat good food and laugh. But you might not be able to. There might be a sort of a tension where maybe your partner wants you to delve into the deep things, or there are certain circumstances that force you to delve into that. And you feel, again, a sort of a tension because we are talking about a square between the two planets. So overall, Leo, quite an interesting month ahead. There's quite a bit there about vulnerability and trust, and communication and your family are also quite important in the month ahead as well. So I hope you're excited, and I hope you take this opportunity to talk, to write, to maybe do some speaking as well. And I hope you are able to reach out to whoever you consider your family and cultivate those relationships as well. Thanks for joining me, Leo. And if you want to learn more about that eclipse at the beginning of October, then make sure you check out the live that I did in the month of September. I hope to see you again soon.